Thank you. Moving now to John in Chelmsford. Hello, John.
Good morning, Carol.
Hi. What have you got to say? What's your one thing you would change, sir?
Well, I think I'm just going to go base level here. I think the one thing I want to change here is to get the Tories out.
Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. Go on.
Now, I'd love PR, which I think your caller, I think Talia, her name was, excellently mentioned.
Talia, yes, earlier. From Mousehole and from Cornwall, and we're going to be talking about it later as well.
Yes. Now, that is that's got to be the ultimate aim, I think, to just make all votes fair. And as it is, they're not at the moment, because we have the first past the post system, don't we? And so, and it's always really assisted the Tories for many, many years. Yeah. And you know what? The first thing we've got to do, base level, we've just got to get them out, because we're not going to get PR at all with a Conservative government. That's just not going to happen. So, as you mentioned, tactical voting is really the one way of doing it. And my concern is, if there's one thing, that I think it's going to be a dirty election. I think there's going to be a lot of dirty
they've already
tricks.
made it dirty, haven't they? I mean, even on their conference, you could see that.
And I think we all need to make sure that with tactical voting, one, that people understand what it is, because there's a lot of clever people out there that don't realise that you have to vote a bit tactically in places. Yeah. So, for example, I'm in Chelmsford, and I do lean slightly Labour, but I will be voting for the Lib Dems, because here in Chelmsford they are in a much more prominent position than Labour.
So you loan your vote, in effect, don't you?
You lend your vote. Yeah. It's a vote is it's a chess move. It's not a love letter to a football team, you know. And
I like that. Two sports in one sentence. If chess can be described as a sport of the mind, I suppose.
Well, you know, I think James calls it footballification, doesn't he? And I think he's right on that. So it's looking for making sure you find a credible tactical voting. There's going to be a lot of sites by next year.
Well, there are. And I have to, hands up here, I am part of and have become part of recently a tactical voting site, which is called stopthetories.vote. And I found it just before the local elections. And where they'd uploaded the 8,000 seats, and fundamentally you type your postcode in and it tells you all the information, and based on data, this is what we would advise, said the website. And within 4 days leading up to the local elections back in May, 500,000 people typed their postcode in. And that was the first time that had been uploaded. So I have become very much a part of that, because I am appalled at what's happened in the last 13 years, and I want them to be reduced to the absolute bare minimum, the Conservative Party, of members of Parliament that we can possibly, if tactical voting is the way to go, because that's all we have. We can't change the system by the next general election, but what I would prefer in the future is some form of proportional representation. Thank you, John. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it.